Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.
Welcome to another edition of the Autistic Delicatessen. I'm your host, Larnell, along with my co-host, Shalise, and we're glad to have back on the show Friction Farm. They have a snack and song show called Elevenses that's on their Facebook page, as well as you can check out their past shows on their YouTube page as well. Now, before we get into the conversation about a snack and song, we're going to first get into a song like their show called 3 Blocks from Sketchy. And this is Friction Farm. So take it away.
Thanks, Larnell. Ready? Mm-hmm. They call me Side Trips Quinn. It's a name I've earned for all the times that I have turned from the main drag onto a tangential road. The interstate system is fast and efficient. For most folks, A to B is sufficient, but I prefer a more circuitous mode. Oh, the places we've been, the things we've seen, the good, the bad, the in-between. Most times it works out pretty well. We are perpetually late. Curiosity seals our fate. But all the stories we could tell out where the pavement is unlined might be smack dab in the middle of sublime. But please keep this in mind. We wind up 3 blocks from sketchy from time to time. We took a wrong left turn and then another, so determined to discover mechanical creations by a strange French man. The neighborhood was looking mighty grim. We took one more left and the odds were slim, saying 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 lefts can. Well, the neighborhood was past its prime, but she's exaggerating its decline. The man we met was brilliant, fascinating. He made a wind-up doll that took a drink. It turned and gave Christine a wink. It was amazing work he'd spent his life creating. Out where the pavement is unlined might be smack dab in the middle of sublime. But please keep this in mind. We wind up 3 blocks from sketchy half the time. Well, there's Dinosaur World, a miniature Graceland, art cars, a button man, a beer can house made of empty beer cans. These guys have too much time on their hands. A giant garden gnome and a giant guitar. The toenails of Elvis on display in a jar. A taxidermy dog is a tap in a bar. Some folks take it just a little too far. Hurricanes made from recycled signs. The tiniest church, biggest ball of twine. Airstream trailers up in a line. Some of this stuff will really blow your mind. A TV motel, a dog mausoleum. Yards full of yard art ad nauseam. A teapot-shaped teapot museum. If you never leave the highway, you're never gonna see 'em. Out where the pavement is unlined might be smack dab in the middle of sublime. But please keep this in mind. We wind up 3 blocks from sketchy most of the time. Well, if you think it's just about the stuff, well, you don't know me well enough. I want to meet the folks that create its roadside parks. Maybe catch a glimpse, just a feeling, the kind that sets my senses reeling. I want to learn what's in their minds and in their hearts. Out where the pavement is unlined might be smack dab in the middle of sublime. But please keep this in mind. We wind up 3 blocks from sketchy all the time, but we always have a good time.
And that was Friction Farmer 3 blocks from Sketchy here on the Autistic Delicatessen. Yeah, that was nice though. I like the whole
Y'all
thing
did
about
good.
yes. Yes. You like their voices, Shalise?
Yes, I did. I did. Like y'all's voices were amazing. The notes were amazing,
Thanks.
and just like the guitars were just everything.
Yes, yes. Now the bass that you were playing, Christine, was that like a baritone like guitar or something, or
No,
a
it's
bass
just a bass guitar.
basic acoustic guitar? Yeah.
It's an acoustic bass guitar. Yeah.
It's fretless.
Oh, fretless. Yeah. In that song, like you talk all about the interesting places that you've been to, including seeing a beer canned house. You want to
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that?
That's in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Oh,
The
interesting.
whole thing
Oh my
is made of
goodness!
cans, the garage, like everything, empty.
Even the garage was all full of beer cans right there.
It's
Built up.
it's encrusted. You know, the
Encrusted.
whole house is just made up of beer cans.
Wow.
I'm not sure if
My
there's any
goodness.
structure underneath it or whether it's just coated in
I
beer
think it
cans.
has to be something holding it up, right?
Oh, geez. Wow. Yes, yes. You've been to Houston, right, Shalise? You know, you haven't seen any of that, right?
Actually, have not been to Houston. Believe it or not, Larnell, I have yet to be actually really go to Texas. The only time I've been to Texas was during a layover, but I didn't get to
Oh,
explore.
oh, geez. Yeah, that's right.
Texas, just recently, up in that little box up on the top of Texas.
The Panhandle.
Mm.
And we went through
Oh,
Amarillo, where they have Carhenge. Is that
No,
what it's
it's
called?
Cadillac
Or the
Ranch.
Cadillac Ranch. Sorry.
There's a bunch
I've
of
heard of Cadillac Ranch.
They're
Oh,
all
okay, all right
sitting
then.
there, and everybody
Wow.
was graffitiing on them. It's pretty fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I know from your show Elevenses, from like you being on the show in the past, like you have a song and a snack. I meant to say that at the first part. It's like a song and a snack for our
That's right,
podcast
yeah.
listeners and people watching us on YouTube. How did you come up with that concept to do a show of a song and a snack?
So it was during the big COVID thing when we weren't out on tour, and we wanted to keep in touch with the people who enjoy our music, but I didn't really love doing concerts online. But I thought, well, I could just show up and do one song, but who would care about that, right? But every day at 11, during that period of time, we would have a cup of tea and a snack. And I thought, well, as long as we're doing that anyway, we'll just invite people in, right? So that's just how it happened. We would have our snack, chat with people, and play a song.
And now we've been doing it for 278 or 280
weeks.
weeks.
And we do
Wow.
it when we're home, but we also do it out on the road, like hotel rooms and parks, and sometimes the car.
We did it from Ghost Ranch, which is where Georgia O'Keeffe lived and painted, out in New Mexico. And I walked outside with the laptop and got everybody a vista of all of the mesas and the areas that she painted.
Ah, interesting. Okay. So, do you have any favorite hotels that you've been to, like in your travels, like interesting hotels that you've been to, or just nice ones that you've been to?
Yes, there's a handful. I liked the Wayne Hotel in Wayne, Pennsylvania.
Well,
It's an old 1906 built hotel, just a lovely place.
We like quirky hotel. Like we stayed in this old hotel in Kansas. We just were there like last month, and
The Railroad Hotel.
the Railroad Hotel. And it used to be right on the railroad. Well, it still is on the railroad tracks, but there's not a lot of train travel anymore. But it was
once a day.
yes, but it used to be the posh place where people stayed when rail travel was the big deal. And so it's nice to go to places that have a little bit of history.
Shalise, you've been to some interesting hotels, right? You know, ones that you've liked, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially in Europe, I've tried some really charming hotels there. There's this one particular hotel in Europe. It's called the Harmon House, and like the rooms are very unique. Like each of them have their own balcony. and like they each have a stand up like type garden tub in them. But what I liked about them was that it was a small independently owned hotel, so the prices were very reasonable compared to the rest of Brussels because Brussels is expensive to travel to when it comes to hotels. And you get a full cooked breakfast, and then you also get tea every evening, and I just loved it there. It looks like, and it even has this really polished, elegant look to it too.
Oh,
We
yes.
stayed
And
at
I
a
stayed in
hotel.
a hotel in Germany. That was an old it was an old monastery.
Monastery,
I
okay.
stayed at a
Oh,
hotel like that in Germany one time.
Yes. Yeah.
we stayed at one of those in Barcelona.
It was a convent.
It was a convent, and it was Spartan. And we
Wow.
had done a gig, and they had put us up in the swankiest hotel in Barcelona called the Hotel
Wow.
Arts, which was bigger than we lived in New York City at the time, and it was bigger than our New York apartment. It
Our
had
hotel.
2 bathrooms. The hotel had
Hmm.
a living room and a fireplace and 2 bathrooms.
A living room with a fireplace.
When we,
Yeah.
Oh
but
wow.
then we left there at hotel. Then we were on our own dime, so we went across
See.
town and stayed at the convent.
It was like the very posh to the
Too bad.
very Spartan.
It's very clean.
Very clean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm sure, like, for you, Shalise, you've been to some not clean hotels, right?
I tried not to. The times I have been in janky hotels is because they showed me one thing online. I thought it was nice online, and then when I got there, it was janky. Those are the few times that's happened, a handful of times. But the monastery in Cologne, Germany, was not one of them. It was very posh. Breakfast was always amazing.
We flew to Philadelphia one night. We were coming back from England. We tour in England all the time, and we were coming back from England, and our flight was canceled, and all the flights were canceled, and all the hotels were full. And we finally found a hotel in Camden, New Jersey, or no, it was called Gloucester City or something like that.
It's
Okay.
just Camden. It
And
really
the
is.
taxi driver that takes us over there pulls up and he goes, "Yeah, I don't like the looks of this. I'm not letting you off. Why don't you go inside and check to see if this place is even open?"
Well, he wanted you to go in, and I was just staying in the car, and I'm like, I've just met this cab driver. I don't know if this is a safer arrangement, but he seems so nice. And he waited until Aidan came back in and said, yes, the hotel's okay. It's just under construction in the front. So,
Okay. All
It was
right.
definitely sketchy, though.
It's the nicest thing, though, for him to do.
Yeah.
Stranger, yeah.
Now I want to get into the snack stuff because we can talk about hotels all day, But
It's
like,
in our kitchen.
yes, you're in the kitchen, and like when you sometimes shoot your shows like inside your house in North Carolina. What part of North Carolina are you in currently?
We're near Asheville in the west. We're just outside of Hendersonville.
Okay.
So you would sometimes make these dishes in the kitchen, after you do your song, and sometimes, Christine, you will make pie. I know like one of your past shows you had like pretzels and peanut butter, which is just kind of like a
easy one. Some days it's
Some days are more complex.
okay. So have you ever made any complex dishes, or like what's your favorite complex dish or simple dish?
Well,
okay, so here's my simple dish, and because I just made it and it just came. So I make bread every week, super easy, and sometimes I go all out and I do all the kneading and the shaping and the blah blah, and sometimes I just mix up stuff in a pan and throw it in the oven. This is easy bread, but so what else? What do you like? What's complicated?
One time when we lived in South Carolina, chanterelle mushrooms used to grow just wild in the woods around us. So we harvested some mushrooms and chopped them up and had them with eggs as a sort of like an Elevenses snack. Christine has made all sorts of complicated things, complicated fruit pies and squash bread. And
we have a fair bit of land here, and we garden a lot. So, like, I try to use stuff that we grow.
A pumpkin, okay.
It's called a Seminole squash.
Seminole squash. I thought it was a pumpkin. Okay, never mind. Don't listen to me. Yeah.
It's a relative of a pumpkin.
Yeah.
And they grow prolifically here. You just throw them on the ground and they grow. And this I harvested in October, and it's still good. It was sitting in the basement. They'll last up to a year.
Oh.
Keep them slightly cool.
A year?
Yeah. So I made pumpkin bread or Seminole squash bread out of this, but I've also made curry, pie, soups, all sorts of things. So
Oh,
We
okay,
had an
interesting.
abundance of these Seminole squash, and we gave them
Wow.
to everybody we know as well.
yeah,
Okay, like how often do you give it to your neighbors? It's like once things are made, you just give them to your neighbors. Like, oh yeah, let's just give it to our next door neighbor over there. Yeah,
nice.
Well, quite frequently we give stuff to our next door neighbor. If we see her out in the yard, it's like, hey, we're harvesting beans. You want some beans?
yeah. That's nice. You know, it's like, oh, they made some food right there. Just
Yeah,
that's what it is right there.
In
Yeah.
turn, she has most recently she brought us
brownies.
some brownies that she made.
They were good.
Oh, like what type of brownies? Is it mostly like ones with nuts in it, or ones that are just chocolate
No
brownies?
nuts, I don't think in that. Were there nuts in those
I
brownies?
don't think so, but I don't
Gluten
even.
free though.
Yeah,
It's
gluten free
Gluten
brownies.
free. Okay.
Good.
like with maybe a rice flour or something like that. Anyway, really tasty.
So, what's your favorite pies, though? What pies you mentioned fruit pies? Like, what pies do you like to make?
What's your favorite pie? Oh, to
Yes.
To me.
make. Well, that's on her. I
Okay,
don't do the
so-
pies.
I love an apple pie because it's a classic, and you can make that classic, brown sugar apple gooey goodness.
Yes.
You can do so much with it because it's also kind of a blank canvas.
Canvas,
So I've
okay.
made ginger apple pie. I've made
Chinese five spice
I
pie.
used Chinese 5-spice ones. So you can just switch up your spice blends, and it's really easy.
Switch up your nut component.
I did,
walnuts,
A
pecans.
caramel apple pie once. That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Chinese 5-spice. Like, I'm almost thinking like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like a more cultural type of pie right there.
Well, she made it up, so it's not. It's not like it's a thing that the Chinese do. I don't think, but the Chinese five spice they use in
I can't remember.
savory dishes.
Yeah, I know it's star anise and pepper, but I don't know what the other 3 spices are. But anyway, it's this uniquely kind of Chinese thing, and I thought, well, that would be fun in an apple pie. It just gives it a different sort of flavor.
Interesting. Yeah. So, Shalise, have you made any pies, or do you do that or anything?
Oh yeah. I did attempt to make a blueberry pie from scratch, and it was an epic fail. So now I just buy them. I buy them pre-made now.
Yeah. Okay. That's like I'm just gonna buy them pre-made. I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah. See, my mama, she makes the best blueberry pie, but I guess I didn't learn from her.
Yeah.
It's always hard, though. Like you
Yeah.
have this high bar to live up to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because really, Christine, has there been any type of recipes that you made from your family? Like, is there a family recipe you keep hold to making, or is it more like I don't touch that? Yeah.
I just make stuff up. That's how I
Okay.
cook mostly. I mean, I read a bunch of recipes and I go, yeah, I did do a little of that and a little of this, and that's how I don't think my family doesn't have a lot of like traditions. We all cook, and some of us are good cooks, and my grandmother used to make gingerbread, and that was
Gingerbread.
like she wasn't a fantastic cook, but that was the one thing she made really great. And she gave us all the recipe. We realized that she got it wrong half the time because she knew what she was doing, but then when she'd sit and write it down, she'd forget something. So
Yeah.
between like all of us cousins, we finally got it down.
Because really, it seems like Christine, you make stuff out of scratch right there. Like even with some of the bread right there, like because it seemed like it looked like cornbread right there that you just showed before there.
That's a wheat bread, but the flour comes from North Carolina.
So what about fruits though? Like, what do you like? What peaches do you like?
Red Haven.
Yeah, Red Havens.
Red Havens are really good. Carolina. What's the other one?
Carolina Bell.
Bell. Yeah.
Those are white peaches.
Super juicy. But we used to have trees at the house in South Carolina where we would have an abundance of peaches. So that was when we would make peach pie, peach cobbler, peach any all sorts of peaches.
Yeah, cobbler's a great thing to do because it's easy.
Carolina has the best peaches.
Yeah, South Carolina is actually
The
huge
Carolinas
state.
are better.
Georgia claims it, but South Carolina has the most.
Yes, I'm so glad someone else said it. Because Georgia, all they do is claim it, but they don't do it. The Carolinas have the best peaches.
Carolina,
Yeah, really.
just fantastic peaches.
And she's saying this, and she's in Georgia. Right? That's it.
Yeah. I live in Georgia, and the peaches taste like crap here. But
Yeah.
South Carolina, I love crossing the state border to get me some good old juicy Tangy peaches.
Nice. Planted 2 peach trees, so maybe by next year we'll have peaches.
Have you ever tried
Oh,
any like
see?
Georgia peaches? Like whenever you tour in Georgia, have you ever tried their peaches over there?
I think we
We've
must
had
have.
Georgia peaches when we lived in South Carolina. Every once in a while, before we planted trees, we would buy them in the grocery store or at the farm stands, and they would frequently bring them up from Georgia. So we've had Georgia peaches, but quite frankly, I think South Carolina peaches
Okay.
or even North Carolina peaches are top notch.
Now
Yeah.
we live in apple country, like just out our back door is an apple orchard,
Okay. Hmm.
a family run apple orchard.
They have some fantastic apples.
Yeah, like in terms of like they would have like red apples. Like would they have any green apples or golden apples or anything?
all
All
sorts of
kinds.
varieties that I've never heard of.
Oh,
Things that ripen early in the season and then late in the season, and it's nice to have them right there.
okay, all right then. So do you ever like pick the apples from those trees? Like kind of like have like a little basket to where like you can be able to pick the apples from the
I think
trees
you
or anything?
can, but I just go in their farm stand and
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have those baskets. Okay, never mind. Okay, all right then.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
like
I
that's
Yes.
classic
Yeah.
old orchard baskets.
Yeah. Like to where like you climb, you get a ladder, you climb up the tree, and then you pick the apples off of the tree. So yeah.
haven't
So
done that for a long time.
Yeah.
okay,
Last time
sure.
we did that, I think we were in upstate New York, just outside of the Capital District, maybe.
Albany. Okay, all right then.
Lots of apple orchards up there too.
Now, besides food, like, has there been any drinks that you've made in Elevenses? Any nice drinks that you've made that you've
For
enjoyed?
Elevenses?
Well,
Well, I can tell you what I'm drinking right now. I mean, it's not going to look like anything, but I grow mint, and it's just mint infused water.
If you like, okay, I would think like mint tea or something. You make mint tea?
we
Yeah,
haven't
we have.
done it this year, but it's just
We're so slightly Greek.
we have obviously we have lots of teas.
Yeah, teas. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
It's a tea time thing, so we do in the winter particularly. We drink a lot of tea. I had tea yesterday, but it's getting pretty hot, so it's less conducive to wanting tea.
We don't really drink a lot of iced tea.
You can have iced tea. Who says you can't have iced tea?
Yeah, we do. We tend not to. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah. I'm an iced tea type of person. I can't have tea without that. It's like hot tea. Hot tea is good for certain purposes, but I'm an iced tea type of person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hot tea too. And what's interesting is like I actually am originally from up north, and so it's really interesting when I travel back and forth up north and in the south. You ask for tea, like iced tea up north, all they do is give you a hot cup of tea.
Hmm.
Like no
Yeah.
one knows what sweet tea or hot tea is up north, but then when you come in the south,
Yeah.
that's
The
all
South
anybody
is
serves is iced sweet tea.
the South is full of sweet tea. That's one of the things I appreciate. Sweet tea for
Yeah,
me is always my go-to right there. And awesome. I like sweet tea and like iced tea and all that stuff because I can't deal with unsweetened tea or anything like that.
I actually like unsweetened tea. I love it. Unsweetened tea is nice and bitter.
Well, we can both have a disagreement on that, Sir Lease.
We're
We just
half and
This
half.
ain't
Is
this
Aidan
ain't
right?
Yeah, I do half and half or 2/3, 1/3, depending on how sweet it is. Because full strength sweet tea is just a sugar bath.
Mm.
well, it's, well, it's just it's good. I don't have it every time though, but it's just like I don't know. I just like the taste of it and all that stuff, because I tried the unsweetened sweetened tea stuff. It's like, no, I can't do it. That's what it is though. So how about coffee though? Like, do you ever drink any coffee or anything like that? Like, do you have a favorite type
Every
of
day.
coffee? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we do
Yes.
like a good cup of coffee.
Okay. All right then. Do you like it black with no sugar? No black with no. Okay.
So we didn't used to, but we travel a lot, and when we come home, there was no milk, or the milk was really bad, really.
The
bad.
milk was. Oh. Okay.
So we learned to
see.
give it out.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because I can imagine with both of you traveling and even going to these different places, even from that song or something like that. I would imagine like you would get some coffee, And have you been to like some like small like eateries too as well and all that stuff in terms of like some diners or some interesting food places or something like that on your travels to these small
That's
towns or whatever?
that's the one thing we try to do when we travel is not eat at the big chain sort of places, but find some little local place to have a meal at. And often we're just having lunch when we're out on the road.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you travel, Shalise, is that what you kind of do? You try to find like more of like the independent, like mom and pop places to eat or something
Yes,
like that?
yes, I do. I absolutely do. Because if you travel a lot, you eat enough of chain restaurants, that gets tiresome, first of all. And second of all, I like to support local business, small businesses, wherever I go. So to me, I feel like as a traveler, I feel responsible to somewhat support the people that live there, the locals and their businesses. I feel like that's the least
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
the same, please.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
we have like a better opportunity. I shouldn't tell people that we do this, but you go into a little place and it's their neighborhood place, and so people know each other, and you can sit back and listen to their conversations and their interactions, and it's very
Oh
entertaining.
yeah. Basically, you're
Ah.
like people hearing. It's kind of like people watching, but you're people hearing instead.
Yeah.
People hearing it's like one of the things in that song, going back to what you just performed, is like, and we talked about this offhand, at whenever I come to one of your shows and all that stuff, whenever you're around the area, is that you went to a house to where you found Elvis's toenails.
What?
They're in a
What?
jar, and that is this
That's in
woman's
Georgia.
like claim to fame is that apparently she has his toenails.
There's
on
a
his
little
leg.
Elvis shrine, and she's got allegedly a clipping of his toenails. She went to Graceland and found him, crawled around the carpet.
I don't know.
Apparently, who knows?
So, from the shows that you've done of Elevenses, has there been like a favorite show that you've done, of like snacks or, songs that have related to like the snacks?
So my favorite Elevenses show, you'll never see because it failed. We were standing on a cliff in Hastings, UK, with a panoramic view with the ocean. Well,
sea.
I guess it's the ocean down there. It's on the south coast, and a panoramic view of the city. It was beautiful, and you could see the Hastings Castle. And this is where the Battle of 1066 happened, and we played, and none of it took. Our signal was just too weak.
Wow, okay.
That would have been an awesome one. We've done them. We did one in. That was something different. I was thinking we did one with the Highland cows.
So back in the day, when we were stuck at home, I used to actually, I saw one of these old ones. I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm standing there in front of the stove, and I'm playing and singing. And I stop at one point, I'm singing and I'm stirring, and then I go back and I flip. I'm kind of juggling that. I don't think I could do that now, but.
Wow, it's singing and juggling, Christine.
Singing and
not actual juggling.
Flipping pancakes, whatever. I don't remember what I was making, but I remember flipping something. Like I played a little bit. I was singing. I flipped over something in the pan, and I kept singing, and then I went back to playing. And I'm like, I don't know how. I don't know.
Have you both ever thought of Elevenses to become a podcast, something that's available on Spotify or other outlets or something like that? Because it sounds like it could be a good podcast right there, to have a song. And...
We'd probably have to put more effort into it. I don't know, because I just open the computer and we go, what do I have around here that we can eat? So,
yeah.
And they're pretty short, but I mean, we do it every Thursday. And again, we've done it every Thursday since 2020.
4 years.
Okay.
And it's just 10 to 15 minutes.
Except when we have guests, because if we're at somebody's house who's a musician, or somebody comes over here, then we get to have a second music thing.
So, folks, you can watch Elevenses on Friction Farm's YouTube page as well as their Facebook page. You can be able to just find it at facebook.com/Friction Farm on Facebook,
yes.
as well as on YouTube. Just find at Friction Farm on Facebook. So, yeah. I mean, also YouTube. Sorry, like YouTube, you can also find it there as well. Yeah. Well, Hayden and Christine, we would like to thank you so much for coming on to the Autistic Delicatessen and really just providing us with such good material, of music and just like good food. And do you have a title for your upcoming album that's going to be out in September?
Yes.
It's called Stone by Stone.
Stone by
Stone by
Stone.
Stone.
Good geologic name.
Yes.
Oh my God. Geology,
Yes.
geology nerds, perfection.
FrictionFarm.com. Yes, definitely. Well, Aidan and Christine, thank you so much for coming on, okay?
Thanks for
Lionel.
having us. It was
Thanks,
great.
Elise.
Yeah,
It
great
was nice
chat.
to meet you too.
Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed this edition of the Autistic Delicatessen. Make sure you like and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel.
You can also find us on Instagram, so like us there and come and leave us a comment. You can also find us on Spotify, leave us a comment there, and we would love your comments on YouTube as well. Until next time.
What's on your plate is hell